worship you for me.
Hi there. My name is Marcia Lake, and I'm going to be spending a little time this morning with a person who has had a long history, a long connection with the Westmount Seventh-day Adventist Church. I have with me today my good friend and legend, Dwight Walton. Welcome, Dwight.
Hello, Marcia. How you doing today? Pleasure,
I'm
pleasure to be here as always, and it's always a pleasure to speak with you. We're longtime friends. We go way, way back, and it's always a pleasure of mine to reconnect with you in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you. It's always great talking to you. And I'm really excited to talk to you because, I've been friends with you for a really long time, my whole life. But there are some people out there who might not know as much about you. And so I'm hoping that this interview will give us a chance to introduce Dwight Walton, the person, Dwight Walton, the old Westmounter, and Montreal legend. So let's begin first with my the first question. How are you connected to Westmount Seventh-day Adventist Church?
First off, I was born and raised in Montreal. March 25th, 1965 is my birthday. I was born and raised in the church. My parents, my mom, excuse me, Sister Adele Walton, my brother, the late Norman Walton, uh, my sister, Norva. I was just basically raised a Seventh-day Adventist. Went to the church on Green Avenue. Went to school at the church on Green Avenue, which then
Mhm.
transitioned to Norwood Church in Saint Laurent here in Montreal, and eventually transitioned to Westmount Church. And I was born and raised in the church. This is what I know. I've A lot of things happened there for me, music wise, sports wise. A lot of the friendships that I have today were cultivated uh, through Westmount Church, yours and mine in particular right now. And this is what I know. This is who I am. Westmount Church is who Dwight Walton is. Besides all the other stuff, the sports accolades, the media accolades that I've achieved later on in my life, Westmount Church is where it's all started for me. And as I
Mhm.
said, I was born and raised in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and Westmount Church is of course a major, major part of it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. And then we're going to delve into some of the other aspects of your life in a minute. And I want to start off with talking a bit about your mom, Adele Walton. I can't think of Westmount Seventh-day Adventist Church without thinking of her. Um, she was a person who I think gave me my first acting bug. She had me uh, have a role in a play that she did, and I just took on, this love for drama. And I also admired her fashion sense. She was quite a woman. Um, what would you say was her influence? Because we know that she's passed away now a few years, but she had a great influence on Westmount. What do you think that influence was on the church? What did she do?
Um, my mother, my number one fan, my best friend, my confidant, anyone that knows me, I was the ultimate mama's boy, still am.
Mhm.
Anything I do right now, it's like I'm talking to my mother. I want to make sure that her legacy lives on through me. Westmount Church, the church in general,
Mhm.
the music department, the entertainment department. As you said, she gave you the acting bug. Anything that would enhance the church, she was all for.
Mhm.
She wanted the music to excel. She wanted the whoever she brought in to entertain the church to excel. What she has done for the church in terms of plays, in terms of musical concerts, in terms of bringing entertainers into the church. I could talk about Del Delker. I could talk about the Heritage Singers. I could talk about Clifton Davis, the amount of preachers that she's had come to the church, the amount of preachers that couldn't come to the church until she unfortunately passed away. Those pastors came, the amount of respect that she had in the church, it's extraordinary. The music department, to me, is the reason why Westmount Church excelled. A lot of the praise team leaders, a lot of the choir directors that you see, when I see them conducting Sabbath school service, midday service, whether it be the Joy Bells, the youth choir, the senior choir, the way the conductors conduct today, I think my mother had an influence on that in particular. When I see my niece, Keisha Cummings, conducting the Joy Bells, the way she conducts the Joy Bells, I'm sure she will tell you that Grandmother Adele had a major influence on that. So just the overall scope, the overall landscape of the church, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of music, in terms of entertainment, and just the overall betterment of the church, my mother had a major, major impact on that. And I think if you talk to people, they will tell you that Sister Walton is a definite stalwart at the church. And because of that aspect, that's why I think she will remain in Westmount lore, if you will, in terms of all of that. She encapsulated, she embodied Westmount. She would do anything in her power to make sure Westmount Church excelled. She would have loved the opportunity to have been at one of these events. Of course, unfortunately, she has passed away, but this would have been the pièce de résistance, if you will. Like it just would have made her so happy, so proud to be a part of this. But I'm just happy that the opportunity to speak on behalf of my great mother, Sister Adele Walton, in this capacity, because I think she deserves the respect and the accolades to be thrown her way because of the impact she has had on Westmount Church.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, you couldn't have said it any better. Being her son, being the apple of her eye. Thank you for sharing that with us.
My pleasure.
It really says so much. And so why don't you? I think you've almost probably covered it, but give us a little more detail on the influence she had on who you are, how she shaped who you've become.
It's interesting because for whatever reason, since I was 7 years old, Marcia, I wanted to be a professional athlete. And I was pretty good at whatever I touched, in terms of hockey being my first sport, then baseball being my second sport, and then ultimately basketball taking my life over in the 7th grade. And there was always that conversation to where, listen, I was born and raised in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You know, the Sabbath was always going to come up in conversation. But what my mother always allowed me to do was she wanted me to excel. She knew that sports was a major, major part of my life. She always had my back in that regard. She always allowed me what I had to do in order to achieve my ultimate goal of being a professional athlete. And again, I have no idea as to why I came to that conclusion when I was 7 years old. But ultimately, as you guys know, I became a professional basketball player. I had a pretty successful basketball career, and it has taken me now into the media world, where I'm trying to excel at that, being a basketball analyst on various networks around Canada. So it's just having the support, seeing the work ethic from my mom, pretty much raising the three of us, myself, my brother Norman, and my sister June, by herself, being a nurse, being one that wants to help everybody. It's just to see her attitude, her smile, her grace, her class. You know, she had an affinity for royalty. She loved Queen Elizabeth, which is why you saw her with the hats and the brooches and the dresses. This is how she wanted to conduct herself. And I think that's been passed down through our family It's definitely been passed down through me and how I conduct myself in a professional manner. You know, everybody always sees me in suits. I love to be professionally looking, and it's because of my mother. That's the influence. That's the mindset that I've had. So she's had, again, my number one fan, confidant, best friend, my number one supporter. She always supported me in whatever it was. And I think she's a major reason as to why I am the person that I am today. When I'm dealing with students, when I'm dealing with children, when I speak at events, be it sports banquets, corporation banquets, at church events, wherever I speak, wherever I give speeches at schools, my mother is always a major part of my speeches. It's because this is the one who influenced me. This is the one that has shaped me. This is who I am. And as I said, until I die myself, I will always intend on having her legacy live on through me. I carry her wherever I go. I'm always talking about her. That's just who I am. That's what she meant to me. I'm a mama's boy through and through, and I love her. I respect her. I will speak about her until my days are done, because that is how much she has influenced me and how much she has meant to me over the course of my life.
Amen. Thank you, Dwight. Tell me more about the journey from your career journey. So your mom had this great influence on you, and you started off leaning towards sports at the age of 7. And where did that take you? Tell us about the journey that you took to who you are today. Because I know you do so many things. You've done so much in different sports, and you are well known in Montreal and across Canada and in basketball. But tell us about the journey.
Well, it's been a long one,
Yeah.
obviously, and I have a lot of bumps and bruises to show it, especially from the athletic side of things. I've had cuts over my eyes. I've had elbow surgery, dislocated shoulder, broken jaw, all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out. I've had both hips replaced. I've had five knee surgeries. So my journey has been a long, tough, but an extremely rewarding one. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's shaped who I am, and it's a part of my story. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of my work ethic that I got from my mother, from my family. This is what I saw on a daily basis. I got my competitive spirit from my late brother Norman. My brother we used to have all of these games in the house, floor hockey, whatever sport that was around. This is the influence that I had. I became a Boston Bruins fan, living here in Montreal, which is a major wrongdoing here. But that's because that's what my brother told me. He said, Dwight, Bobby Orr's going to be your favorite player, and the Boston Bruins are going to be your favorite team. So just having all of that around me, the work ethic, the competitive spirit, the drive to succeed, the drive to want to be the best, I got that from an early age. That's why I was able to recognize that I wanted to be an athlete from such a young age. And that whole journey is what gave me the motivation, the inspiration, just the overall drive to want to become what I became. I was born, anybody that knows me, I was born bow-legged, flat-footed, pigeon-toed, all of that. I had to wear braces on my legs to somewhat straighten it out. When I was born, my legs were up on my chest. The doctor put them down and they came back up here. I was told that I wouldn't be able to survive as an athlete, and look what has happened. It's been a tremendous journey. I think God wanted me to be on this journey because he eventually knew that I would have an influence on a community, on people, on young people. They would want to follow my lead, if you will. I hear names thrown at me all the time: pioneer, legend, whatever words you want to say, it comes my way. And I take great pride and responsibility in trying to make sure that's what I exude to whomever I come in contact with. So that's been a part of the journey. And it's because I saw my mother, my brother, and my sister, raised in the church, raised with class and dignity and work ethic. And it's my duty to continue that path as I go on through life. I know that I'm a walking billboard. I'm a walking flyer, if you will. People are going to look at me. They're going to want to know who I am, what I'm about. And I know that if I step the wrong way, it's going to be spoken about, especially in this social media era. I have to be on my P's and Q's, if you will. I have to act a certain way, but it's genuine because that's who I am. Right? Anyone that knows me, truly knows me, that's who I am. That's what I represent. And that's what I try to do. And the people that are around me, I try to give them advice in that realm as well. I'm not telling them what to do, but I think how you act, how you present yourself is a big part of the first impression. And once you get that first impression out of the way and they see the authenticity behind it, I think that's where the respect comes from. And that's what I've wanted to do on my career path. As I said, it's been a long one, but it's been a very satisfactory one. It's been a hard one on my body, but I wouldn't change anything for the world because this is what I was put on this earth to do. This is what I was supposed to do. And this is what I intend to do until my last breath on this earth.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Wow. So Dwight, you have been you've been on the Olympic basketball team, right?
Yes.
You were in Israel for a while, was it? And can you lead us through the story a little bit, and I know now you're doing sports media. So just give us a little bit of a list of your sort of resume.
Okay, my journey in terms of hockey, I played that for 10 years here locally in Montreal. I also played baseball locally in Montreal for 10 years. But as I said, ultimately basketball took over my life in the 7th grade. I had a tough time in school because I was trying to juggle the 3 sports, but then I focused on that one sport. That's where my grades started to improve. And then again, went to Wager High School. Then I went to Dawson College. I went to Oakwood College, which is now university, for a year, but I was so focused on my basketball career that I had to make the decision as to whether I wanted to stay there or come back to Montreal. So I came back to Montreal, went to Dawson College for a final year, was heavily recruited by a lot of American schools on the eastern seaboard, eastern coast of the United States. I eventually settled on Siena College for 1 year in New York. I ran into some eligibility issues where I had to transfer to a Division II or Division III school. That's where I ultimately ended up being at the Florida Institute of Technology, where I became a 3-time All-American, and I graduated with a business management degree. So I got my education there. And I just want to go back a little bit. That was a goal of mine. I wanted to get a scholarship to where my mother didn't have to worry about anything education-wise financially. Of course, my mom wanted me to use my brain over my brawn, but I used my brawn to get a free education so she wouldn't have to worry about anything financially. My scholarship ultimately ended up costing anywhere between $150,000 to $200,000, and that's in US dollars. And I know my mother couldn't have afforded that. So being able to use my athletic prowess to my ability to save her financial stress was a goal of mine. And then having all of that success led up to me being invited to the national team in 1986, where I made the team, where I ultimately ended up playing for 10 years with the national team from 1986 to 1995, to where I can proudly say I have been to every major international basketball competition, from the Pan Am Games, the World Student Games, the World Championships, which is now known as the World Cup, to trying to qualify for a couple of Olympics, and ultimately being in the Olympics in 1988 in Seoul, South Korea.
Yes, I remember
To
that.
this day is my crowning of my career, to where I could say I will go down as one of the greatest players to ever play in Canada, and to have the right to call myself an Olympian, to know that I've been to the Olympics, to know that I got the chance to don the Canadian red and white, and to
Yes.
be a proud member of this country. I've
Yeah.
got the T-shirt on right now. I'm still trying to get some more gear from Canada as we speak. But to say that I'm an Olympian, to say that I was able to represent my country as a basketball player, will forever be my greatest accomplishment, greatest achievement in terms of athletics. I didn't get the chance to play in the NBA, but I got the chance to play with some NBA players. I've got some great friends who are in the NBA currently, whether they're players or on coaching staffs or in the front offices. And again, like I said, I didn't get a chance to play in the NBA, but I had a 10-year professional career, 4 years in Israel and 6 years in Switzerland. So basketball has afforded me the opportunity to travel the globe. It has afforded me the opportunity to be to countries that I know otherwise as a normal citizen wouldn't have had the opportunity to do so. But basketball has given me the chance to go to different countries, learn different cultures, to immerse myself in cultures to where I can see that there's other people besides being in Canada or the US. It's been a great life. It's been a great journey. God allowed me to do this. I think I was put on this earth to do this. I'm proud. Seriously, it's I know who I am. It has become normal for me to be in the spotlight, if you will, but I am very appreciative. I am very aware of my surroundings, of who I am. I have a lot of people to thank: my mentors, my church, my friends, my family. It's been a great journey. You've been along on the ride. I've brought some of you with me. As you know, I've been in close contact with some people that I have a close-knit circle with, who I'm proud to call my friends and my extended family. But also, it's been a great ride. It's been a great journey. It's been fun. I've seen a lot of things, and because of basketball, it has allowed me to see these things, which I know otherwise I wouldn't have been able to see. Had I not been able to dribble a basketball and put in the hoop. So it's been great. It's been fun. It's been a great journey. I've had a great time doing it. I can't say it enough.
And you continue to be involved in other aspects of sports. I know you currently you do radio work and ESPN. You're on that as well?
No, not ESPN. Well, the Canadian version. I've worked for TSN. I've worked for TSN television and radio. I'm a basketball analyst locally for TSN 690 here in Montreal. I'm one of the analysts there. I've done work for Sportsnet in Toronto as well. Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I've been on various outlets around the country. TSN 1050, TSN 1290 in Winnipeg. I've been on it all over the country. I said, I've done work as well. I'm currently the color analyst for the professional team, the Montreal Alliance, here in Montreal in the CEBL, the Canadian Elite Basketball League. So my brand is expanding. I think I might even be more popular now than when I was as a player. So because of the advent of social media, I've got my pocket of fans out there, if you will. I try to express myself through my content. Most of it is basketball based. I will put on some personal stuff as well, but I will try to bring basketball news to the best of my ability that comes across my phone. If anybody knows me, I'm always on my phone. They see me texting. They see me reading my notifications. I am addicted to my phone. I'll be the first one to admit it. But that's how I am as an analyst. If I want to be the best version of myself, whether I'm on television or radio, I want to, at the very least, sound and look like I know what I'm talking about. So if I want to be able to accomplish that, I have to do the research. I have to be in the know. I have to know what I'm talking about, and I have to give it across the airwaves in the best way of my ability. So that's why I'm on my phone all the time. I just love the sport of basketball. I love sports in general. Everybody knows that I'm addicted to sports, but basketball is my sport of passion. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm involved with, and I hope to be involved with it for the rest of my life.
Okay. So thank you, Dwight, for sharing so much of your personal journey with us. It's been great talking to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Thanksgiving at the upcoming Montreal, the Westmount reunion. And tell me, what are you looking forward to most for that reunion? I know that you'll be doing a number of things that weekend, but I know you probably going to pop in and say hi. What are you looking forward to most?
I'm just looking to reconnecting with my friends, and it's people that I sang in the church choir with, people that played in the musical groups with, people that I sang with. People know me. I play the piano, the trombone. I joined the senior choir when I was 10 years old. Performed in many churches, performed in North America. I've gone on tour with our church choir. A lot of people don't know that about me. Yes, I used to sing. I used to play. Music is my second passion behind sports, basketball in particular. I love R&B. I love contemporary jazz. I love gospel. You name it, I'm listening to it. I love music. I've come from a musical family. That's what it is. And so I'm just looking forward to reconnecting with people that I haven't seen in a long time, and just to talk about their journey, what they've been through, who has influenced them, the impact that Westmount has had on them as they went along for their ride and their journey. So I just look forward to seeing people, reconnecting with people. Yes, I will be busy that weekend as well. But again, I will pop in. I will make sure that I'm seen, and I will try to reconnect with as many people as I can throughout that weekend. I'm looking forward to it. We had one back in 2013, and I'm looking forward to this one in October in 2023.
That's right, October 6th through 8th. It'll be a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing you, reconnecting with my good old friend, as well as our many other friends. Thank you so much, Dwight, for talking with me this morning. And we'll see. We'll be in touch, right?
Absolutely. And I want to thank you, Marcia Lake, for giving me the opportunity to express myself in this regard. People are getting the chance to know me. And I think through this, I think they're getting a chance to know me even better. And just having Westmount and you as a friend and my other friends and the church in general as a part of my journey is something I won't forget. I'm extremely proud of. And that's why I attend the church today. I will be a proud person attending the reunion that weekend, October Thanksgiving of this year. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. And I thank you for giving me the chance to speak on it today. Thank you.